we can feed antenna the current, the desired current supply via 4 modes. Okay, so the first mode in this is contact type of technique. Feeding techniques are divided into two categories: contact techniques and non-contact techniques. Is it clear? Contact technique means that directly with the patch antenna, on the antenna surface there is metallization connected to the feed via metal strip or via other metallic medium. Your patch is being contacted. Okay, there is metallic contact in between the patch and the feed. That is defined by contact technique. So in that technique we have two different categories: inset feed and probe feed. Is it clear? Inset feed means that with the microstrip patch we are providing another metallic strip that is connected to the SMA connector on one side. You have studied SMA connector से भी connected है और दूसरी तरफ ये microstrip patch से भी connected है. That is your inset feed. So direct metallization is there, metal contact is there. Another feed is probe feed. In that we are feeding the microstrip antenna current by using a probe, and that probe is basically a metal probe, a metal pin you can say, that is soldered with the patch antenna from the top, and at the bottom what is from where the pin that occur in that we are using coaxial cable. And in the coaxial cable, all of you know there are two layers primarily. Inside there is, from inside if you start, there is metallic pin, and covering that metallic pin you have a particular insulation. Is it like that? So that is called as probe feed. So coaxial cable, that is used for contacting the microstrip patch antenna. So direct metal contact between patch and probe is there. So that is also called as contact type of technique. Okay. In non-contact technique, there is no physical contact between patch antenna and the feed. So current supply you are feeding, and by coupling of, by using the coupling of field, that field effect, we are creating the current distribution on the patch antenna surface, and this is how the radiation is being done. So no direct contact between antenna and feed is there. Okay, only via coupling. In this we have two categories: aperture coupled feed and proximity coupled feed. We will consider these techniques in the next slides. Okay, now this was inset feed. So in inset feed you have designed in the last class, all of you have HFSS in your PCs, and you have designed in last class that how we are using this inset feed microstrip line here to provide current directly to this microstrip antenna. Okay, so here we are having SMA connector, and via a particular signal generator we will connect the SMA connector from here, and when we are feeding current here, the current will get distributed through this patch, and finally it will create field, fringing field on the radiating sides. This is one radiating side and this is another radiating side. What is fringing field, students? What is how the radiation occurs in microstrip patch antenna? See what happens when we are providing current here. Okay, when we are providing current here, then current gets distributed on the patch antenna surface. Is it clear? Now the current that is being distributed, this is metallization, and from bottom there is ground plane. So between one metal plate to other metal plate we will have electric lines of force induced. Okay, so these electric lines of force of opposite polarity will be induced on this radiating edge and this radiating edge. Okay, so opposite polarity, these fields will be induced on these two radiating edges. Is it clear? Okay, now here current, if it is in this direction on the patch antenna surface, then here will be positively charged ions over here, negatively charged ions will be over here. Okay, now when we are providing, see from here we are providing alternating current supply. So this is for positive half cycle. Suppose that this is the positively charged radiating edge and this is negatively charged radiating edge. Is it clear? After that, if when we are having negative half cycle of the alternating current signal, then again opposite polarities will be induced on this and this radiating edge. So here in the second case there will be positively charged ions and here there will be negatively charged ions. Fine. Now what will happen as the alternating current field progresses, with each progression of the half cycle this field alternates here. And what happens to the previous field, students? It gets detached, it gets separated from the antenna surface and finally it will radiate into the free space. So this is how the radiation occurs in microstrip patch antenna. It has been explained is using this inset feed, and whatever feed technique we are using, the same mechanism is being done. Okay, so this is how the radiation mechanism occurs in microstrip patch antenna. And from here to here we are having field directed downwards, so those fields are called as fringing fields. So when I am saying that current is being supplied here and fringing fields are distributed over here and here, that means that the electric lines of force basically are induced from one metal plate to another metal plate. What are the two metal plates here? One is the patch antenna surface, metallization, and the bottom is the ground plane. Okay, so from patch to ground, electric lines of force will be induced. उनको हम बोलेंगे fringing fields. And due to this fringing fields, another important effect occurs in patch antenna, that is extension of this length. You can say extension of the length. So effective length will be a bit bigger as compared to the theoretical length that is being calculated. Okay, is it clear to all of you? So this is how radiation occurs. This is the first feeding technique in which along with microstrip patch another microstrip line is being used, and from here we are providing alternating current supply. Second is probe feed. In this, coaxial cable is used. See students, here we are having, this is the side view of microstrip patch antenna. From side if we observe, we will observe this patch antenna. Okay, so from top if we start, there is metal patch here, then we have dielectric substrate here, and what is this black portion over this dielectric substrate? It is the coaxial pin. Inside the coaxial cable there is a metallic pin, that is the conductor, and outside that conductor there is an insulation of particular type of PTFE or any other type of insulation is there. Okay, so what happens? We are connecting the coaxial cable from the dielectric from the ground plane from beneath. Okay, so we are connecting this, we are cutting this, and we are connecting this over here, and we are inserting the pin inside, and from top the metal patch is being soldered with this coaxial pin. If we want to fabricate this, we have to physically solder it. Okay, so this is how the coaxial cable is being connected to the metallic patch. In this also, students, these radiating edges will radiate the antenna radiation in the same way as is there in the inset feed. Okay, is this clear all of you? So this is one type of technique. Here also we are observing there is metallic contact between the metal patch and the feed. Here also there is direct contact between metal patch and the feed. Okay, so these two are contact techniques. And the third technique is aperture coupled feed, and this is one of the non-contact type technique. Very interesting, students. Look at this diagram very carefully. In this we are having three layers. Three layers if I am saying, then what does all these layers signify? First layer is the patch substrate. Minded students, this patch is without ground plane right now. अभी हम ग्राउंड प्लेन को अलग से स्टडी करेंगे, है ना? तो सबसे पहले देखिए यहाँ पे मेटेलिक पैच है that is embedded on the ground the dielectric substrate. The length and width is there, we have to calculate those length and width as we have calculated in inset feed. And दिस इज दी डाइलेक्ट्रिक सबस्ट्रेट, इसके ऊपर एक रेडिएटिंग पैच है, वेल एंड गुड. अगला जो लेयर है दैट इज योर ग्राउंड प्लेन. ऐसा पहले भी था कि ग्राउंड प्लेन हमारे इनसेट फीड में या कोएक्स फीड में भी था, इसमें भी ग्राउंड प्लेन है, लेकिन फर्क सिर्फ इतना है, देयर इज ओनली वन डिफरेंस, देयर इज अ स्लॉट, देयर इज एन एपर्चर कट over here just beneath the metallic patch. We are having the aperture cut over here. Is it clear? When we are cutting the aperture, that means we are making a window. We are making a window for electric lines of force to couple. Okay, now from where the electric lines of force will come, see the third layer, that is again a dielectric substrate, and on this dielectric substrate we are having a metallic strip, that is the microstrip line, that is the feed line. पहले आपने फीड लाइन डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट कर दिया था इनसेट फीड में पैच से, अब आप क्या कर रहे हैं, आप बीच में ग्राउंड प्लेन में एक विंडो क्रिएट करके इन द थर्ड लेयर वी आर कनेक्टिंग माइक्रोस्ट्रिप लाइन फीड, एंड फ्रॉम हियर in the same way the SMA connector will be connected, and here we will provide the alternating current supply to the antenna. And by coupling only, non-contact technique, only coupling is there, coupling of field from here to here will be occurring, from this metal to this metal, only this window is there, so from here we will have the coupling, and by coupling only the radiation will be the current distribution will occur on this patch surface and radiation will occur. Now students, why we are adopting these type of techniques? Fabrication is difficult. Fabrication is difficult, as you can see in non-contact technique the fabrication is difficult. Inset feed and coaxial feed fabrication is easier, but in inset feed and coaxial feed the bandwidth is low, radiation efficiency is low. Okay, in these techniques the bandwidth enhances, efficiency is good, but the fabrication is difficult. Okay, so that's why in spite of having fabrication difficulties, sometimes we have to use this where we need better bandwidth. Obviously we will opt for these non-contact techniques. Now the fourth type of technique for feeding is proximity coupled. This is also just like the aperture coupled feed, but see students, here we are not having the slot, we are not having the slot. There is a patch embedded on top surface of the dielectric substrate, and there is microstrip feed line here. Okay, and there is another substrate, this one. So microstrip line is here and ground plane is there. So when we are connecting SMA connector physically here and we are providing alternating current supply here, again via coupling the fields will be induced on the patch antenna surface. These two layers right now are being visualized as two separate layers. When we are fabricating these types of antennas, we will connect these two layers, we will superimpose one layer on another layer. Okay, so like that the proximity coupling is being done. Only by coupling of fields we will provide the current distribution on the patch antenna surface, the required current distribution on patch antenna surface, and radiation will occur through non-contact type of feed. Okay, so students, till now we have studied 4 types of feeding techniques. 2 are contact techniques where there is physical contact between antenna and feed, and the types are inset feed and probe feed. Then 2 are non-contact techniques where there is no physical contact between antenna and feed. So the 2 techniques are aperture coupled field and proximity coupled feed. Is it clear to all of you? Today we will design, in the last class we have designed inset feed antenna. Today we will design the probe feed antenna. Okay, तो प्रोब फीडिंग के लिए आपको कैसे डिजाइन करना है उसके स्टेप्स आज हम लर्न करेंगे. So firstly I will request all of you to start with HFSS. Please open the software in your PCs. Open the software HFSS on your PCs so that you can start with designing. Just before designing, there has to be a brief introduction about the technique. So we will very quickly, we will study, we will understand how to design that. Okay, designing a probe feed microstrip patch antenna. So this is your antenna design. Okay, suppose that this is the patch antenna surface that is being visualized on XY plane, and suppose the height of the substrate is in Z direction. Suppose that the length and width of the patch is in X and Y direction, and height of the substrate, okay, perpendicular to the patch, this is Z direction. Okay, so for that, firstly what we have to do, we have to find out at what point should we give the coaxial feed. Can we provide the feed anywhere on the patch? No, we cannot provide. We have to provide the feed on that exact point where there is impedance matching. Impedance matching between what? If the coaxial cable is having 50 ohm terminal impedance, 50 ohm terminal impedance, this terminal is having 50 ohm impedance, then that point on the patch surface where we are having 50 ohm impedance has to be calculated, and at that point we will connect the coaxial probe. So for that, you should know the X and Y coordinates of that. Okay, so X and Y coordinates, suppose that the feed point is defined by XF and YF. So X and Y coordinates are given by these approximately. In some antennas, due to some difference in designs, geometries, these can vary, these formulae can vary, but generally for rectangular patch, the feed location is being visualized at these two coordinates. X, where X coordinate is L upon under root of epsilon F, effective epsilon. Okay, and YF is width upon 2, width by 2, half of width you can say. Okay, तो ये आपके फीड पॉइंट के कैलकुलेशन के लिए फॉर्मूले हैं. हम किस पॉइंट पे फीड कर सकते हैं एंटेना को? वेयर वी आर फीडिंग द एंटेना, द पॉइंट एट विच वी आर हैविंग परफेक्ट impedance matching. If we are providing 50 ohm terminal impedance of this coaxial probe, then we have to find out at the patch surface where we are having this 50 ohm impedance. Where we are having this 50 ohm impedance, at all points on the patch surface, impedance may vary. So we have to calculate that point where we are having the same impedance. If there is perfect impedance matching, then there will be maximum power transfer. So this is in compliance with maximum power transfer theorem, what we have studied. So if the impedance is being matched, the power will be completely delivered. Okay. So this is the concept behind the calculation of coaxial probe feed point. This is very important. Then what we will have to do? We will have to calculate length and width using the same formula already being discussed with you. If you have not noted down these formulae, I request all of you to note down the formula for width, epsilon effective. What is the effective epsilon? Here the epsilon R is signifying the dielectric substrate permittivity. If we are using FR4 epoxy, this epsilon R is 4.4. If we are using, for example, RT Duroid, it is 2.23. If we are using Arlon, then it is 2.5, like that. Arlon, there is a variation, the version of Arlon having 2.5 also. So like that. H is signifying height of substrate, W is the width of patch, length is defined by C upon 2 F naught. Students, now what is F naught here? It is the operating frequency at which we have to design the antenna. If the objective is being given to us that design the antenna for WLAN applications at 5.2 gigahertz using these equations. So firstly theoretical calculation आप लोग करेंगे. और विड्थ और लेंथ इस F0 में 5.2 गीगाहर्ट्ज पुट कर दीजिए। एप्सिलॉन आर जहाँ जहाँ पे है वहाँ पे आप पुट कर दीजिए 2.5 फॉर आर्लॉन। फिर एच जहाँ पे है हाइट ऑफ सबस्ट्रेट वहाँ पे आप 1.578 पुट कर दीजिए। ठीक है, तो ये मैं वैल्यूज आपको दूंगी। ठीक है, तो ये सब वैल्यूज जब आप पुट करेंगे तो एप्सिलॉन इफेक्टिव निकल जाएगा, विड्थ निकल जाएगा और लेंथ भी निकल जाएगा। ये सारे तो इन्हीं पैरामीटर्स पे बेस्ड है ना। तो ये सारे पैरामीटर्स आपके निकल जाएंगे। तो सबसे पहले कोई भी सिमुलेशन करने से पहले सबसे पहला ध्यान आरएफ डिजाइनर क्या रखता है कि किस फ्रीक्वेंसी पे मुझे डिजाइन करना है, किस फ्रीक्वेंसी पे मुझे डिजाइन करना है। उस फ्रीक्वेंसी पे पहले मैं थियोरेटिकल पैच बनाऊंगा कि इसका लेंथ विड्थ कितना रहेगा, उसका फीड पॉइंट कहाँ रहेगा। उसके बाद ही मैं उसको सिमुलेट करके देखूंगा कि हाँ मैंने जो डिजाइन किया है थियोरेटिकल मॉडल वो सही है कि नहीं, उसके रिजल्ट, उसका गेन कितना आ रहा है, उसकी डायरेक्टिविटी कितनी है, एवरीथिंग वी विल अंडरस्टैंड। ओके, yes Kriti, you can ask. Kriti is asking one question that मैम रेक्टेंगुलर पैच के लिए 50 ओम लिया जाएगा या किसी भी शेप के लिए 50 ओम फिक्स है? यस, किसी भी, अगर आपका कोई भी पैच डिजाइन है, आर्बिट्ररी डिजाइन है या कोई ज्योमेट्रिकल डिजाइन है, कोई भी डिजाइन है, पैच एंटेना सरफेस पे उतना ही इम्पीडेंस बेटा होना चाहिए जितना कि आपके प्रोब का है। Terminal impedance of probe is 50 ohm, I said, so that 50 ohm location has to be calculated, है ना? Is it clear, Kriti? Fine. Okay. So firstly, you will design the antenna at 5.2 gigahertz using these formulae. Well and good. Now, what we will do as RF designer, we have to give the antenna specifications. So the antenna specifications will be ground size will be 27 into 31 mm, substrate. So I am giving all these specifications to you students. You have to design the antenna using these specifications. I will read out the specifications once again, then we will switch on to HFSS interface. Okay, so the ground size is 27 mm into 31 mm, substrate is 27 mm into 31 mm, height of substrate is 1.5748 mm, patch size is 16 mm into 21 mm, dielectric constant is 2.5, loss tangent is 0.0009, feed point is minus 4.25 and 0, coaxial cable characteristic impedance is 50 ohm, inner and outer radius of coaxial probe are 1.25 mm and 4.6 mm respectively. Is it clear? कोएक्शियल प्रोब को अगर आपको लगाना है बेटा तो आपको ये भी तो पता होना चाहिए कि उसका इनर और आउटर रेडियाई कितना है। तो ये भी आप नोट कर लीजिएगा। सब लोग इसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले लीजिए इस वाली स्लाइड का और आई विल ओपन दिस स्लाइड फॉर यू। ओके, तो ये सारी स्पेसिफिकेशन देख देख के एक एक करके हम लोग एंटेना का डिजाइन स्टार्ट कर देंगे। इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू? ये सारे स्पेसिफिकेशंस है। ओके, अब देखिएगा ग्राउंड प्लेन का साइज है 27 mm into 31 mm. Okay students, have you started with HFSS? Shall I start? Shall I start now?
Yes ma'am.
Okay, अब देखिएगा सबसे